Hey everyone, welcome to episode 4 of Tuesdays with Thadd, where I'm going to be going over my weekend in wrestling. Now before I start, I have to say that there's going to be no FSW Kids Class standouts, nor any Kids Class matches this week, due to there being no Kids Classes this weekend. However, I should have matches and standouts next week. So I'm going to be talking a little bit about WWE's Friday Night SmackDown, Crown Jewel, and Monday Night Raw. We're going to be starting off with Friday Night SmackDown, where Cody Rhodes starts off the night with a promo getting ready for his match against Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia. And talking about how there's always someone that can pass you if you stop. So, if you want to stay at the top, you cannot stop. And the kickoff match for SmackDown was for Sami Zayn's Open Challenge, and it was against Shinsuke Nakamura with the United States Championship on the line. However, the MFT came out and interfered and beat both Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura up. The next match was a tag match with the White Six and the Street Profits. The White Six, at least in my opinion, they really know how to put on a good entrance and a great match. They finished off the match by giving their opponents the plague, and after that, the MFT came out again, but this time, they just stared each other down. With how intently they stared, I really hope we get a match out of them, because that would be very fun to watch. And now, going into Crown Jewel, where the Crown Jewel title has been moved out of Saudi Arabia for the first time. And now going into the first match, which is Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Later in that match, Braun Breaker comes out to help. Then, after that, Jimmy and Jey Uso come out to help as well. Jey tried spearing Bronson Reed, but accidentally spears Roman instead, and it costs Roman the match. Roman, I don't think, wanted their help, but I don't think Jimmy understood why. However, I think Jey understood, and he didn't argue with him. Alright, for the women's Crown Jewel ring, it's Stephanie Vaquer and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany goes for the third rope moonsault, but Stephanie moves out the way and performs a very nice corkscrew splash to win the Crown Jewel ring. That ring right there that Stephanie Vaquer has is 175 diamonds, 1.91 carats. That's just insane. Anyway, on to John Cena's match, which was against AJ Styles. This match had a lot of finishers, and they weren't theirs. They were finishers of other wrestlers. And in the end, John Cena hits the Tombstone Piledriver and finishes the match with an AA, making that John Cena's 100th PLE win. And now to the main event of Crown Jewel, which is Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes for the Crown Jewel ring. And something I want to point out in this match real quick is Seth Rollins' jump. That was just really impressive. And somehow Cody Rhodes still managed to kick out of it. Although later on in the match, Seth Rollins goes to the middle rope for a big stomp, ending the match, making Seth Rollins the Crown Jewel champion and getting his first win against Cody Rhodes in a one-on-one match. And this ring having 175 diamonds and 1.86 carats. And going on to the final event of this week, Monday Night Raw, where Seth Rollins started off the night with a promo of his saying that he didn't need anyone's help for his success, and he did it all on his own. Anyway, now going on to the kickoff match of Raw, Penta versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio, with a match ending I did not see coming. Dom grabs the Timekeeper's hammer, uses it against Penta, hides it in his boot, and continues with a 619 followed by a splash to end the match. Then Dom manages to find a way to put back the timekeeper's hammer and not get caught. He really takes after Eddie Guerrero there. And now we've got Jimmy Uso versus Bronson Reed. Jimmy tried picking him up, but it was a little too much weight for Jimmy Uso to carry. So Bronson Reed hits him with 2 sentons and a tsunami to end the match. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed walk away, then go back and beat up Jimmy more. And then Jay comes out to help out his brother. Somehow, Jay managed to fend off both Braun and Braun. And on to the next match with Lyra Valkyria and Bayley versus the Judgment Day, where Lyra slaps Bayley in the face, and that apparently wakes her up, and she beats up the Judgment Day and finishes the match with a top rope elbow drop. And now we're going into the main event, which is a triple threat match between Jey Uso, CM Punk, and LA Knight. In the end, Jay knocks out LA Knight and attempts to finally finish the match with an Uso splash. But CM Punk reverses, makes Jay go to sleep, and knocks his grills out. Just as CM Punk is celebrating, Paul, Braun, and Seth come out and attack CM Punk. But here's where things get crazy, with a very unexpected turn on Seth, started by Braun Breaker with a spear. And it looks like Braun Breaker didn't really like what Seth Rollins said at the beginning of the show in his promo. Alright, now that wraps up this week's episode for Tuesdays with Thadd. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for your support. And don't forget to show your support by going to prowrestlingtees.com/DcoleTees and grab your shirt today. And with your support, we will not be divided.